Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Rader and I am here as your virtual content specialist for the Passport to Social Studies Economics curriculum. And today's video is part one of a two-part video series for students on the economic concepts of scarcity and opportunity cost. And we're going to look specifically at a case study under the topic of to dance or to work. That is the question. And this comes from Unit 1, Day 6 in Economics. So what we're going to do is read through the scenario, work through the dilemma in this video, and then in part two, we're going to expand a little bit further on the concepts of scarcity, opportunity cost, and trade-offs. So let's dive right on in. Casey is a senior at Economics High School. When not at school or volunteering, Casey works 2 evenings and on Sundays at the front desk of their community clinic to help with bills at home and save money for college. Casey hopes that the good work they do at the clinic also leads to a recommendation for the accelerated medical program they're applying to. All right, so I'm going to pause right here, everybody, and just point out two things that I think will be particularly useful for you. So when we're trying to understand the reasons why Casey is working at this community clinic, we note that they are trying to help pay for bills and save money for college. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to go to the highlight tool and I'm just going to highlight that because that reveals some information as to why Casey is working at this clinic. And we also know that they would like a recommendation for an accelerated medical program that they are applying to. The senior fall formal, one of 2 senior dances at Economics High, is this Thursday, and Casey is super excited. Casey bought a $100 ticket and a new outfit for the dance. They do not have much free time to spend with friends outside of school and value that time greatly. So Casey requested the evening off weeks ago. On Thursday, before leaving home to the dance, Casey gets a call from Mix St. Simon, their supervisor at work. All right, everybody, so here's the dilemma. Mix St. Simon is panicked. The clinic was already short-staffed and Casey's coworker is out with a medical emergency. There's no one else who can fill in, and weekday evenings at the clinic are busy. All right, so here's really where the dilemma is taking place. Casey's boss would like them to come into work, and Casey also would like to go to this dance. Mix St. Simon hasn't ever called with a request like this before, and Casey thinks it is a sign of Mix St. Simon's trust in Casey's commitment to their job at the clinic. Casey must make a choice: go to the senior fall formal or go to work at the community clinic. To make matters worse, Casey's crush is going to be at the dance, and Casey's friends were going to help them finally, after 3 years, talk to their crush. So in this situation, we have plenty of time to really think through all of the possible outcomes of Casey's decision. In real life, it would be something that Casey would have to decide relatively quickly, as most likely they would be on the phone with their supervisor, and it would be a dilemma that would have to be resolved pretty quickly. But we have some time to step back, do a little research, and figure out all the different possible outcomes. So under this task, what we're going to need to do is to make a decision. Right? And as you can see in the text, almost every time we make a decision, consciously or unconsciously, we weigh trade-offs, which are what we give up when we make one choice over another. In economics, we call this thought process of weighing what is lost or gained a cost-benefit analysis. Right? So every decision that we have involves opportunity costs, which are the best possible alternatives that lost when making a choice. You'll take the perspective of Casey in this lesson, and you'll use cost-benefit analysis to evaluate the scenario and the dilemma. What you're going to need to be able to do is explain how this is essentially an economics problem, and we'll talk more about that in video 2. And then we want to look at the cost-benefit analysis matrix, which I'll introduce in the second part of this video, to think through potential alternatives about the costs and benefits of Casey's dilemma. Okay. So let's go to the second page where we see a list of economic terms, a comment that I put in the document, and the annotated bibliography. So whenever you want to make a comment in a document, just highlight the text that you want. You'll notice that there's an option for adding comments or suggesting edits. We're going to click Add Comment, and that will allow us to type in more information directly into our document. So in this lesson, you'll have access to all of these resources. All you need to do is click on the hyperlinks and it will take you directly to any one of these sources. And your teacher may recommend specific sources for you to look at. But what's very useful about the annotated bibliography is it gives a quick overview of what the article is about before you even read. Okay, so let's take a look at the cost-benefit analysis matrix. This is most likely the independent work that you'll be doing in the second half of the class after your teacher explains and sets up the scenario for you. So when we think about the choice and dilemma in this situation, it's should Casey attend their senior fall formal at Economics High School or go into work at the community clinic? Like that's the decision that they're going to have to evaluate. So with this document from Passport to Social Studies, we can think through potential alternative options, right? Some alternatives may only really be one or two choices. Some may have more than two choices. It helps us to think about these choices in terms of costs and in terms of benefits, right? We can't have everything. We're limited, we're constrained by the options that are available to us, by the resources that are available to us. And that's really the idea of scarcity, which we'll get into in the next video. But let's take a look where it says costs. So under costs, it says what we lose by choosing this alternative. Things like time, social accolades, or health. And lastly, money, right? So we can choose among those costs which ones would be most relevant if Casey decided to go to their senior fall formal, or if they decide to go into work, right? And likewise, we'd like to consider the benefits as well. So what are we gaining by choosing this alternative? And in a similar manner, what do we lose by choosing this alternative? And this can also be the same kinds of things like time, the social accolades, our health, right? Whether it be sleep, mental wellness, physical activity, or financial bottom line, in this case, thinking about in terms of money. All right. So what you'll want to do is think through Casey's decision. Should they go to the formal? Should they not go to the formal? And then use the resources in the annotated bibliography to help you identify specific evidence or examples that helps us to think through the costs and benefits of Casey's decision. All right. Stay tuned for part 2 of our 2-part series on Unit 1, Day 6, the cost-benefit analysis matrix for Casey. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.